Life After Death. Life After Death, Chapter 17. There is nothing mysterious about the universe once you look right at it, because everything is made of hidden, occult technologies, but it's pure science, it's pure um, quantum mechanics. It's not really spiritual or invisible or occult even, but it's occult from our eyes. But in reality, it's just a film, a kind of a veil of invisibility, but nothing mysterious really about it. We have once again launched off a whole different area from that which I thought we were going to explore. Fascinated as this is it relevant to my topic, which is life as I'm experiencing it in my death? Everything here interlocks. Not a single fact about life and what you call death stands alone. All are relevant. Okay, so then answer this. If everything is happening at once, how is it possible for the eyes, that is, we, to experience events as if they were happening in isolation, sequentially? It's a matter of what you choose to look at, and there is an enormously practical piece of information about your present passage through this life. Yeah, it's a secret because we are seeing what they want us to see. It's just like we put a chip in a device, let's say an electronic device, place a timer, place operation, on and off, and everything is controlled by that programs that is infused there inside that device, inside that equipment. It's the same thing with eyes. We have chips imbued within eyes that's not visible, made up of different atoms. And this precise chip is the one that make us see what the programmer want us to see. It's just like an AI. The AI, he don't have, he's not automatic. I believe it isn't. It's programmed by a second mind. Its programmer is controlling that Android. Okay? The same thing is with everything that everything that is here. Like you see that many insects or even any other living being, even eyes, are controlled sometimes by parasites. Yes, by parasites. So once that biological body dies, time is out for that biological machine, organic machine, that is the physical body, that particular parasite will exit its body, the body of its host. It's the same thing for eyes, the same thing that there is. Everything is perceived through the eyes of the controllers, all right? And is seen as if it was controlled by our observation. But as it says before, it is subjective. It's not objective. All this perception is subjective to something else. So it's a matter of what you choose to look at, and that's the enormous practical piece of information about your present passage through this life. Your experience is created by what you look at, because we are controlled by what we are supposed to look at, or more correctly, by which you move in space time. I beg your pardon? Let me give you a simple illustration to see if I can bring you closer to comprehension. My God, please, I will try my hardest to track you here, but I need something to hang my hat on. Okay, let us say that you have walked into a room. It's a huge room and an ornate one. Perhaps it is a library in a richly appointed home. Fine, I can picture that. You walk into the room, you notice some things first. Maybe there's a pair of larger than life statues of nude human figures in the corner. Naturally, they catch your eyes. You move toward them to check them out. Or perhaps there's something else equally dramatic hanging about. A huge stuffed bear, or a widescreen TV blaring on the side wall. Your attention goes there at once. Your mind goes there immediately. Okay, I can imagine that. Now, you begin to look around and start to see other things, smaller things, less dramatic things. Finally, you move toward a bookcase in the middle of the room. Your eyes light up on a particular title on the binding of a book in the center of the middle shelf directly in front of you. This is what you came into this room for. The statues caught your eye and you move toward them, but this is what you came here for. Is this analogy, what he tries to, from what I can grasp here, the concept, is that the matrix is a distraction, okay? We came here to a particular purpose in life, to do an assignment, maybe to find out who you are, right? And to know that you are not this matrix, you're not this materialism, and you are not this body, especially so. However, once we know that we exist, I think from the time of 6 years old, now it is 4-year-old children already know that they are aware that they exist before they give a period of 7 years after born. So you notice that you exist, okay? However, given all the parameters, all the things that they give us, all the paraphernalia that they give us to get distracted on the track, all the distraction around us, dramas, uh, play can be play, from childhood until adulthood, play and only have fun, only care about festival culture, all this kind of societal or metrical stuffs. We get caught in the matrix game, which was already created for it. So we get lost, if you will. We get lost in the game. So instead We come to this library, which is this planet or some others similar to this one. We come to find out who we are. Okay, we are now the biological physical body composed of atoms and subatomic particles and many other things and many other atoms and molecules. And we walk through the corridor of this existing sea. You can call it life, experiences, whatever. So you walk into this corridor, and then on your side, on top, below is all distraction, all these attractions and distractions that makes you somehow forget what you came here to do. So as you are walking through the corridor of life, of experiences, in this large library, we look around us and then we see so many things, but we came here to see one particular thing. The name it is hidden from our perspective. So we get distracted by this, by other things, other murals that are around us, in our dramas, in our day-to-day sufferings and all that, all obstacles, conflicts, and the things around us that somewhat disturbs many of our psyche here. Many things that goes around us. It's all drama to distract us from the path that you came here to take. Alright? So instead of to go straight ahead to find out what you came here to do and get the thing that you came here to do, like find out who you are, you look around, you look top, you look below, and then you get distracted in the game, and then you never shoot in your aim. You never shoot direct at the target. Instead, you shoot left, right, top, below. Do you understand what I mean? I cannot go so graphic as that. That's how I understood this analogy that has been passed here. So this is what you came to this room for, or this planet. In planet, not just this one. The statues caught your eyes, all the dramas, all the how to say, the bedazzled things that this matrix has to offer, which are all illusions. And you move toward them. But this is what you came here for. Describing this scene to someone else later. You might hear yourself saying, "At the last day, twice, just what I was looking for." But still, when you finally find what you are looking for, you still get trapped in the game. You can go down, okay, and then you stand up again. When you think that you go up to the ladder, you are on the last step, you fall back down again. Who never tried, no, who never experienced this in life? When you think that you're in the right direction, something happens in your life that makes you plunge down again. Have you ever encountered that? Men of guys, men of guys, and you continue doing this because it's the game of the controllers already to keep us distracted, to keep us experiencing things so as to absorb all those experiences, and at the time of what you call death of the physical organic body, you finally deliver it to them, and then they'll ask you, okay, you return, so what you have for us. What have you gathered for us? Which seeds have you gathered for us? And then you take your luggage and say, present it to them. Say, this is what I have gathered gathered at this particular travel or journey into physicality. Now I present it to you. Of course, there is no at last about it. You could just even have said at first there it was. That means we could just come and straightway go to the goal, go to the end. You see? But no, we get distracted in the game. We get distracted because of our dramas. We get caught into the material matrix and we forget all about what we came here to do. The coveted book was there all along wait for you to see it. It did not show up later. Indeed, it did not show up at all. It did not arrive at a certain time. It was there all along. Yet you did not see it because you were not looking at it. Of course, you are distracted by our dramas. Thanks to you. Why are you judging? You did not move towards it. Yeah, it's not easy. Just getting caught into the labyrinth of millions maze and then get lost and don't know our way out of it. Yet everything in the room was there. It all existed simultaneously. You saw what was there, discovered it, and therefore experienced it sequentially. Thus, thus, the moment was truly sequentious. I get this. I understand how it could have seemed that way. A thing does not suddenly appear. When you see it, your feet make it suddenly appear to you. Those who dabble in elementary quantum physics would say that nothing is there until you see it. Your seeing it there puts it there. Yet, more advanced science now knows that even this is not the ultimate statement of how things are. In ultimate reality, things are there before you see them. That is, multiple possibilities exist at all times. Every conceivable outcome of every conceivable situation exists right here, right now. It is occurring right here, right now. The fact that you see only one of them does not, in the literal sense, put it there. It puts it here in your mind, but at the same time, it was there all the time. Just like, parallel world, the fourth dimension is all there, always there beside you, but you don't see it. You see how it's tough to be in this body? How tough is it to be in this kind of matrix like this in 3D? It's very difficult. You become a blind person, and you see only what you are supposed to see. But which reality out of the realities that exist is the one that I put in my mind? The one that you choose to see? Yeah, believe is to see. See is not to believe, but believe is to see for these many people. But to me, I rather see to believe. And what makes me choose to see one reality instead of another? Well, now that's the question, isn't it? What does make you choose to see one reality rather than another? When you pass a person spread out on the sidewalk, unkempt, unshaven, gulping a bottle of wine, What makes you choose to see either a street bum or a sidewalk sin? When you see a written notice from your employer that you have been downsized, what makes you choose to see a horrible disaster or a wonderful opportunity? Well, I see the person down the road, the homeless person, as a sin. I see him as a person who could have the potential to teach me a lot of stuff that I don't know. A wise man, given the road that he has traveled. So he had been there, doing that, seen that. So in a sense, he is a wise man. Not because he's there on the streets makes him a street bum, a good for nothing, a useless person. In fact, we are the worms, the parasite one who thinks that we are better just because we are the rational ones. Understand what I mean? And when I see someone's like the one me in their workplace, I see some opportunity. I don't care. So you want to sack me, sack? I don't care. Maybe I have other better things to do than to spend my time here, see your toxic face. I'm like that. So when you are downsized or sack out of your workplace, what makes you choose to see either horrible disaster or a wonderful opportunity? When you see a TV report of an earthquake or a tsunami with thousands killed, what makes you choose to see either a calamity or the playing out of perfection? I see a calamity. I'm sorry when it comes to this, I see a calamity. I don't see a perfection where people is crushed. Their bones are crushed, they're including pets. I see nothing fun about it. I see nothing divine in it. I'm so sorry. The other two I still understand, but this one, no. What does make you choose one thing over the other? My idea about what is there. Indeed, also your idea about yourself. This reminds me of the story of Don Quixote, the man of La Mancha, in which one man sees the world through different eyes that burn with the fire of an inner vision, as Joe Barion's lyrics in a song from the musical stage play put it. Don Quixote conceives the strangest project ever imagined to become a knight errant and sally forth into the world, righting all wrongs. He finds a shaving bowl and turns it over, sees it as a helmet, wear it profoundly on his head. That's what the creative people does. He encounters a wench of a barmaid, Aldonza, and sees her as Dulcinea, a beautiful damsel, pure and true. He asks her for a token that he might carry into battle, and when she derisively throws him a barrage, he sees it as her scarf and carries it next to his heart. He rides off declaring, I am Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha. My destiny calls and I go. And he made it all up. What orphan is your destiny? What then is your destiny? How will you live your life? How will you see the people, places, and events in it? And how will it all turn out? Depend of the situation. You are God, you tell me. It will depend on how you look at it. Yeah. So if I have my own perception about a thing, what's wrong about with it? It's my perspective about places, people, etc. Do you know what is incredible? As crazy as this is, I think I'm actually understanding this. Of course you are, because this is all very natural. Your soul understands all of this, including sequentiality perfectly. Your soul knows that all realities exist. The man on the sidewalk is both the street bum and the sidewalk sin. Aldonza is both the mermaid and the beautiful damsel. You are both the victim and the villain, and have been both in your life. And none of it is real, none of it. You are making it all up. You create your experience by decide what part of all that is you choose to look at. And you may very well look right past something that you were trying to find. But do I get that? Some people tell me they are looking for their perfect mate. But when that person is sent to them by the heavens, they don't even see him or her because they are so distracted by things such as appearances or what they describe as flaws. Don Quixote saw the mermaid as a beautiful damsel, and as she became one. This looking right past something even applies to physical objects. I can't tell you how many times I've gone searching for something that was right in front of my face, but because of one distraction or another, I did not look at it. I looked at it right past it, and so I leave the room. That moment in my life, announcing to all concerned, is not there. I tell you, it's not there. Then, much to my dismay, someone else marches in the room and triumphantly returns with exactly what I swore was not anywhere to be found. Yeah, because we don't have sometimes patience to look truly, and then we jump to conclusions and even prejudgments. This will happen. Then you may even blame someone else for your own inability to see things right in front of your eyes, right? This is what master does. A spiritual master is one who marches into the room of your life and sees what you swear is not there. So often I have heard people say, "Hark!" So often I've heard myself say, "Now, how in the world did they get there?" Maybe some being was put it there. Who knows? There's entities that place trick on your eyes. Magicians understand this principle perfectly. They say that the hand is quicker than the eye. They perform the tricks right in front of your face. There is no illusion to it at all, but the magician knows that it will seem like an illusion to you because of where you are looking. Yeah, but the baby hands, who deal with babies know that the baby hands is quicker than our eyes. A baby hand than a feet is much quicker than our eyes. The secret of the magician's profession is to keep you looking away from where the trick is being done. It's no accident that magicians and spiritual masters have often been thought of in much the same way and called mystics. The words mystical and magical are often put together to describe a particular person or experience. Mystics are people who see things that you do not see. They are not looking away from the place where the magic is being performed, but rather right at it. There is nothing mysterious about the universe once you look right at it, once you see it multidimensionally. This is not easy for most people to do, however, given their limited perspective, correct? You have placed yourself with a body inside of space and time, seeing, perceiving, and moving in the limited directions of which the body is capable. Yet your body is not who you are, but something that you have. Time is not something that passes, but something that you pass through as you would pass through a room. And the space is not really space at all, as it in a place where there is nothing, for no such place exists. Time is. We say that time is marches on, but time, in fact, marches nowhere. Is you who march on, you who move through time, you who create the illusion of time passing, as you pass through the only moment there is. And the only moment there is endless. And so, as you move through it, you have the feeling that you are literally just passing time because you are. Time is something that you notice sequentially while it exists simultaneously in all space. Time is something that you notice sequentially while it exists simultaneously. In all spaces, space and time are sequentaneous. As you move down the corridors of time, you come to experience that space-time is vast. The only moment there is called the space-time continuum, precisely because this space-time reality continues to always be. Yeah, that's the universe, the multiverse. Never ends, never had a beginning and never will have an end. What it does is some other things that's formed as byproduct of this process of, of energy existing. Like the multiverse exists, but what ends maybe by star or another astral body, but another one is will be born in its place. So in a sense, nothing really dies. It just is replaced. You so you as pure spirit can move through the singular reality, sometimes called the singularity, in endless cycles as you continue to experience yourself. You are this singularity. You are the stuff of which it is made, the pure essence. The energy you are an individuation of this energy and this essence. You are an individuation of the singularity. The singularity is what some of you call God, but is an energy emotion, right? It's an energy emotion. It has much to do with cosmos than a being, an old boring man with a beard, etc., holding a cane stick of wind, something. The individuation is what some of you call you. You can split yourself up and move through the singularity in many different directions. You call these varying movements through the space-time continuum lifetimes, or another version would be timeline. These are the cycles of the self that reveal the self to the self through the cycle of the self through the self. I'm flawed here. I've never had anyone explain all to me like this before. Well, it's about time. Oh, now that's cute. You are cute. No, it's very wise. Being very, very wise. Thank you. So now let me see if I can bring this all down to my individual self and get some perspective on all this. We human beings are the individuation of the singularity experiencing life sequentially, simultaneously. That is, that's it. You've got it exactly right. Are you kidding me? Did you hear what I just said? I just said we are the individuation of the singularity, which is the cosmos, experiencing life sequentially, simultaneously. So, in sequences, at the same time, everything existent, just like everything existent in the same space. Yes, and just say we got it. Exactly right. Terrific. I'm in Wonderland here. I just fallen down the rabbit hole. Chapter 18. Is your intention to fully know yourself through your experience, not to partially know yourself? So let me ask you a direct question. This has to do more specifically with life after death. Okay. If we are the internal essence, moving through the singularity that we call space and time on a continuous and never-ending cycle of the self through the self, how then do we ever experience internal life with you, with God, as we were promised? Good question. And your answer? This continuous cycle of the self that you describe is the internal life with me of which you have been told. You are experiencing internal life with God right now. What then is the role of death in all this? Maybe he will say that is a time of vacation, of rest from all this tumultuous drama and trauma. And are you saying that this is heaven? Is this ongoing, never ending cycle as good as it gets? Do we never experience the one in sea, with you of which it has been written? What of that moment of pure bliss about which the mystics have sung praises when the individual soul is reunited with the all? Before our conversation is over, the moment will be described for you. Your thirst will be quenched. As for your other questions, the movement of the individuality through the singularity never ends, but continues in cycles. It has been described. Oh boy, that's boring. That's boring. Remind me of a boring hamster imprisoned there in that cage, going in cycle, in cycle, in cycle, in cycle. Oh my, no, 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 I don't want that. Cycles that occur sequentially because a cycle is sequential by definition, no? And yet, these cycles also occur simultaneously. That's correct. Everything is happening at once, seeming to happen in sequence. Use, use what you call that as a means of marking the beginning and the end of these sequences and of replenishing yourself between them. That is an energy shift that produces enormous fluctuations in the rate and frequency of the vibration of your being, propelling you back and forth between what you would call physical and spiritual life. That is not required, however, for you to move through the space-time continuum and experience yourself at the differing levels. Meaning that you don't need to wait to die in order to experience multidimensionally and go out of your body and see things that normally you wouldn't do, you wouldn't be able to do. That is not required, not if you define that as the dropping away of the physical body. You may have the fullest experience of your spiritual self while remaining with your physical body. It's not necessary to drop away the physical in order to experience that. It may have the fullest experience of your physical self while journeying within the spiritual realm. I can take my body to meet the spiritual realm, of course, silly man. You may indeed. Then why wouldn't I do this always? Why ever die? Remaining with one physical body through all eternity would not serve the purpose of eternity itself. Oh, if he says that, that means that all the aliens also mortal, that they too die, that even the Anunnaki dies. But from what I have gathered, though, um, they can just resurrect themselves. The Anunnakis die and then they kind of come back to life in the same, I think, either they change vessels, okay, they change the body, or don't or they don't change and they do something to return to physicality. You know, where the same consciousness, see, but we with a differently altered body because our physical body when this hardware is already, spoiled. There's nothing more to do. We just have to change it somehow. Sometimes it is broken beyond repair that you have to just recycle it and get a new one. Then why wouldn't I do so? Remain one physical body through all eternity would not serve the purpose of eternity itself. If you wouldn't? No. Why not? Because the purpose of eternity is to provide you with a contextual field of timelessness within which to offer you an opportunity for endless experience and limitless variety in the expression of who you are. You would not plant the only one flower in your garden. As beautiful as that flower may be, as glorious as may be its fragrancy, it's through variety of expression that the creation you call flowers is allowed to fully flower. It's your intention to fully know yourself through your experience, not to partially know yourself. To continue to exist if one physical form through all of an eternity would not serve that purpose. So you must always change, you see. You cannot always come as a human or an animal or as nature is a vegetation, etc. You can come in many other bodies, astral bodies, like a star, a meteor, a planet, etc. Okay, as a other form of beings, aliens, elementals, etc. So there's a lot of variety in the library of the cosmos. And what I want to say is that although our consciousness still live on, we only have one life here. Many people believe that they can talk to the dead, that their loved one will be there to wait for them. No, it's not true. I don't believe it so. We die, finish, it's over. Okay? So when people say that you have only one life, they may as well be right. And then people may ask, but then why there is ghosts? How do you know that ghosts is not another form of energy that lives in parallel universe, hmm? In other dimensions? How do you know? Also, ghosts doesn't linger for a long time. It is impossible. It's impossible. They are captured and then they are sent to another realm to go through evaluations and be recycled. The body stays, the physical body is destroyed either by fire, by um, cremation or whatever, where the earth eat it, the worms, and then the astral body moves on. But that astral body too, it carries with it the mind, and the causal body also is destroyed eventually because make part of the plans of these beings, alright? And when this happens, what happens is that you cease to exist. Because I'm tired of saying this, and I'm have to tell it again and again and again. We have just an identity here. We identify ourselves as a human body, as Mr. John, as Mrs. Mary, whatever, and Mrs. John and Mrs. Mary will not live forever. There's an identity that we acquire, that they give us, or we acquire, to come and have a life here. But once we are gone, that's it, we are gone, and that identity too is gone with the wind, or destroyed by laser. Yeah, I have seen that. I have already told, told about it many times over. And this is what happens. We have only one life, and ghost doesn't exist for a long time. Maximum, I would say 2 years right now. Long time ago, they may live for 1 decade. Some will live for a century, but in the other side, all this time doesn't exist. So it's in a blink of an eye, right? They will be gone. And that's what's left behind. It's not sometimes really a ghost, but something else. Because we never know what we are made of. Maybe we are made of many, many parts, alright? So your part, your human parts are gone, is left behind upon your death. Your human body is discarded altogether, eaten by the elements or by fire, whatever. And your astral body is made of other atoms, pseudo particles or subatomic particles. Goes, but eventually, as I said, it too will be destroyed, alright? They will not burn an internal fire of hell or umbral or purgatory. It doesn't happen. Not for a long time. Because it's against the the way how things has been created. The other side is not as people think it is, okay? And remains and lingers on the other side is something that is not Mrs. Mary or Mr. John. Something totally different. So, as I said before, if you are to meet your mother, your deceased mother or father, they are like, "Who are you? I don't know you. I'm not your mother. I'm not your father." Because now you are dealing with a part of that entity that is not your mother and father anymore. Just okay. Let me try to look for an analogy. In analogy, let's say that okay. Let's say a Russian doll. Have anybody saw a Russian doll? One inside another, inside another, inside another, sometimes imbued inside one another, like never ends. The same thing goes for a human body of many other bodies out there. Layers is removed and then left another layer. Layers is removed and then left another layer. It is never end. And each of these particles or layers has its a distinct, specific, particular identity. Do you understand? It's very simple what I'm saying. Even a child would grasp this concept. So, what's left in there? I mean, you would never know whether which part of your mother, this is a beloved one, is there, because there's so many layers. So, which one is which, right? I mean, with who are you dealing? You'd never know. But the party of your mommy, of your daddy, of Mama Mary, Father John, is gone. Once they go to another side, it is destroyed because we are not allowed to carry it to another side for prolonged time. It will linger. There will be leftover energy, energy resqueeze, but energy particles. But then it will be that too will be dissipated with time. Do not you worry, however. So, in your intention to fully know yourself through your experience, not to partially know yourself, to continue to exist in one physical form through all eternity will not serve that purpose. Do not you worry, however, changing forms need not produce an experience of loss. Because, you see, changing form, do not you worry, however, changing forms need not produce an experience of loss. Because you may change forms, so change form will not experience um, you not produce an experience of loss because you may return to in particular physical form at any time that you wish. But look at here what it is tries to say. Look here the meaning of this context. What is said here is that he said, don't worry, you can return to any form you wish, even to your older form. However, it doesn't mean that you return as your mother, your father, your loved ones. You understand? It doesn't mean that, or you yourself. I believe that I will be destroyed, everybody else will be destroyed. When we die, finish, we are complete. We are complete. Finish. Understand? Finish. Forget it. Forget it. We just live once. I can come back as who I was before. Look at the misunderstanding here. He asked, I can come back as who I was before. What the beings will say here is that he can come back as a human, yes. However, the character, the identity going to be totally different. Like now he's new, but next time he will be maybe a woman, you know, or totally different person, another identity, another personality. Yes, and you frequently do. What is trying to say that you're going to return as a human, but not the same person. In order to experience a particular expression of you in a new and grander ways. Okay, but different person this time around. This is described in some of your religious traditions as the second coming of Christ. Although many of you have imagined that this can and will happen for only one person. The fact is that each of you may experience yourself as the Christ the crested one. And in fact, all of you have the potential of doing that at any time. You may embrace your sonship at any moment and do so in the moment that you realize who you really are. You will then have fully flowered in the garden of life. Garden of life. This is the garden of paradise of which you have written in your mythologies. Thus, do you move through the cycles of life? These cycles are occurring simultaneously for the many individuations that comprise the singularity, which is the one soul. One soul divides itself into many parts to create what we have around. You may move through space-time at several locations, and as I said earlier, you may also move through the same location, down the same time tunnel more than once. So you may move through space-time in several locations. You can go to Earth or you can go to another planet. And as I said earlier, you may also move through the same location, down the same time tunnel more than once. That means you can incarnate again or incarnate as a human, as an alien, as a star body, as an animal on Earth or other planet, doesn't matter. Yes, and you had my head spinning the last time you said this. Now it is spinning again. Okay, I think that words are soon going to be falling us completely. Let's see. So I think that the words are soon going to be failing us completely. Let's see then if a mental picture might help you to conceptualize what we are talking about. I'm about to create a metaphor. This is a metaphor that you may use for the rest of your life. It's important, therefore, to understand that this is not the literal truth. This is a metaphor. This is not how things are. This is a metaphor. Yet, metaphors can be extremely useful when how things are cannot be explained easily in words that you will understand, or when indeed there are no words for it. Metaphors like parables can help you to comprehend the incomprehensible. This is why all great teachers have used them. So let's call this the marvelous metaphor. So let's call this a marvelous metaphor. Good. Okay. Now, well, I'm going to stop right here. Oceantuity. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to stop now.